What is going on, everybody? My name is NWHunt97 and welcome to another Destiny video. Today this is the last and final Destiny video I will ever make in this channel, or at least I hope so. um, because I am telling you this right now, Destiny 2 is literally like 3 days away, and yeah, I cannot wait until it comes out. So this is all about raid weapons. Are they good? Are they bad? And can they be better? So today, we're going to finish off this series by talking about the primary weapons from the Wrath of the Machine, and after showing all the weapons, I'm going to update you on what's going to happen with this channel, because since this is the last Destiny video um, in this channel. So hopefully everything will go right and that we will be able to finish this series. So, Wrath of the Machine weapons, starting with number 1. The Genesis Chain. Now, I have most of these weapons with the elemental capabilities on these weapons, so honestly, they look really, really cool in my perspective. So, with the Genesis Chain, you get solar damage for your archetype of elemental damage with Genesis Chain. And like with every Wrath of the Machine weapon, you get Whirlwind's Curse. It basically does bonus damage to Fallen and gives you bonus agility while this weapon is equipped, which is a very useful perk for fighting against Fallen slash fighting the Siva fight Fallen in the Wrath of the Machine. In the first perk tree, you have Linear Compensator, Accurized Ballistics, and Field Choke. You know me as a linear compensator enthusiast, so I'll automatically recommend linear compensator. This seems to be the best little perk for most weapons, unless otherwise. Just keep linear compensator at all times with these weapons, guys. You know me. So yeah, linear compensator is the recommendation I give you guys because you get the best stats, and honestly, it's the best recoil that you can get. For the first perk, you get Focus Fired. When zoomed, this weapon fires slower, but causes additional damage. This is actually a normal perk for an auto rifle. I've seen many auto rifles have Focus Fire. In fact, one of my most favorite uh, auto rifles back at year 1 was like a uncommon, a fast firing bullet holes auto rifle basically that had Focus Fire. It was such a fun gun to use. So yeah, I've been used to using focus fired auto rifles, and ever since year 1 to year 3, they're still popular with auto rifles. What's actually really good is that this is actually a high impact, low firing rate auto rifle. Plus, you get focus fire, and you really kill a um, drag or a thrall with literally one shot, depending on what the light level is. It's actually a really good perk with this weapon, and you're about to see what makes this weapon very interesting. So for the second perk tree, we get Speed Reload, High Caliber Rounds, and Hammer Forge. Now, normally I would recommend having a stability perk with these weapons, but since this is actually a really interesting weapon, having focus fire, basically making it more stable to shoot the gun, but also it has very high stability. This is actually an interesting stat on this weapon because it has high range. You don't really need, and it has focus fire. You don't really need much stability. It still feels pretty bumpy using this weapon, but since you have linear compensator on, you will have a lot better recoil control than what you normally have. So basically, the only recommendation I will have is high caliber rounds. This is actually really good for both PvE and PvP, most especially for PvE. So far, you actually have a lot of things going on for PvE with this weapon. And wait until you get to the next perk, and then, honestly, you'll see how good this weapon is. And as you can see, I'm actually a big fan of this weapon. So for every weapon for the Wrath of the Machine, you actually have 2 perks that mesh well with each other. And for the Genesis Chain, you have Focus Firefly. While focus fire is active, precision kills cause the target to explode. Um, this is the only auto rifle that has Firefly, and this weapon, this is what makes the weapon, guys. Focus Firefly is an excellent perk for this weapon. Not only do you high damage and you disrupt your PvE enemies, making them stagger, and you have predictable recoil, but you also get basically a mini grenade launcher. Every time you get precision kill, it'll automatically explode, and some, you'll basically have a lot of fun doing AoE damage. So, is this weapon good? Is it bad? And can it be better? Honestly, this is just an overall great weapon. It has layer compensator, one of my most favorite perks for a raid weapon. It has focus fire, which is one of my most favorite perks on auto rifle. It has high caliber rounds. It's just, it's really good for any weapon if you want to keep your opponents staggered. And it has Firefly, which is absolutely out of this world for auto rifles. Like, you never see an auto rifle with Firefly. Um, and plus, you get bonus damage falling, which is actually really good. Can it be better? Really, the only thing you could do is increase this gun's stability. But honestly, if you were to do that, that would be kind of overpowered with focus fire on. Um, you could probably have hip fire on this as well, but the thing is, you won't have focus firefly on this, and that's the reason why you want to use this perk. Having these two perks meshed together, it's just not worth it having an extra perk like hip fire on the abyss defy on this weapon. So yeah, definitely a good weapon, and if you get it in the Wrath Machine in the next 3 days, I definitely recommend you keep it. It's overall a good weapon. One of my favorites, honestly. Okay, next off we have Fever and Remedy. This is actually the legendary hand cannon from the Wrath of the Machine, and this is actually a very interesting weapon. It's the same archetype as the Fatebringer, which is a fan favorite. And since I don't have the exotic version of this, this is a solar-based hand cannon, the elemental primary. Like all Wrath of the Machine weapons, you have Wolverine's Curse, you already know that. I'm just going to continue. So for the first skill tree, you have Smart Drift Control, Accurized Ballistics, and Field Choke. A lot of people would tell you to get Smart Drift Control, but I would recommend, and a lot of PvP hand cannon users would recommend using Accurized Ballistics because, most specifically, um, range is what you always want on a hand cannon, which is actually really good. So you always want to have range for a hand cannon. So for the first perk, you have reactive reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants bonus damage for a short time. This is actually fun to use in PvP when you kill an enemy. A very famous combination for the Destiny community is having Outlaw and Reactive Reload on. So if you get a headshot and you automatically reload with a fast reload and you get Reactive Reload, if you get 2 headshots, that is a 2-shot kill. It's very fun to get. The thing is, it's not really, it doesn't really happen much. But once you actually get really good at it, then you could definitely take advantage of this perk. Honestly, for this particular weapon, Fever and Remedy is not the best weapon to use for that type of strategy in PvP. But you can still try and use it because, its reload is actually okay. And yeah, if this was outlawed, then you could definitely use this hand cannon, but you can't. I've seen some people use Fever Remedy very well for PvP, and honestly, I'm just not a big fan of it in PvE. PvP, I'm sorry. Okay, so for the second perk tree, we have Hammer Forged, Speed Reload, and Reinforced Barrel. Out of all these, Reinforced Barrel is the way to go. You always want to get as much range as possible, and a lot of people like to use Reinforced Barrel because they prefer to have that reload stat instead of the stability stat. Really, Reinforced Barrel is the way to go, guys. Overall, this is actually a pretty good hand cannon overall. And let's check out the last perk. Okay, so the last perk with this weapon is Quick Reaction. Gain increased ability while reactive reload perk is active. Um, yeah, some people. This is actually very mixed on what people think of this perk. PVE. That's actually pretty okay. You could move around pretty quickly with this perk going on. Not only you have bonus agility while using this weapon, you also get quick reaction uh, while you kill an enemy, which is actually pretty interesting. Some people absolutely love it with reactive reload because they could uh, go around the map extremely well in PvP with this perk activated. A lot of people don't like it for PvP because they prefer outlaw and they don't like the extra ability. For PvE, I'm sorry guys, so much PvE and PvP references. I actually like it for PvE more because you can move quicker with this hand cannon, and you can also do a little bit more damage while this is activated. So I like to go ahead and strafe while I'm using this hand cannon for PvE. So if I kill an enemy and reload, and so I continue doing damage against enemies, I could just strafe a little bit more quicker, so I'm harder to kill. Besides that, some people just don't like this combination, and I could totally see why they don't like it. But honestly, I think it's actually okay, specifically for the strafing strategy. And also one hit kills Shanks, which is actually very useful. Plus that range stat definitely comes in handy while taking out those Shanks. So is this weapon good? Is it bad? And can it be better? Um, Yeah, this weapon is actually okay. This weapon actually has very mixed views in the community. Me personally, I actually like it in PvE, using it in the Wrath of the Machine. But that's about it, guys. Like, if you don't have the Burning Eye Scout Rifle, then this weapon is the way to go. But the thing is, you actually have to defeat this. You have to actually defeat Axis in hard mode in order to get this weapon, which is basically the very end of the raid, so you're gonna beat it anyway. It actually makes it a little bit easier for, trying not to die against the Shanks and, one hit kill and all that. But that's about it. I can honestly think of like 3 or 4 other weapons that you can get without doing the raid that's actually more useful. Like the Year 2 Dead Orbit Scout rifle that everyone loves. You even have some of the raid weapons that are better, like Genesis Chain. I'll definitely use that more than Favor and Remedy. And even some of the other weapons that you don't even need to use. Um, you don't even need to do Trials of Osiris or the raid to get. Honestly, if you were to get this weapon, hey, you defeat a hard mode in Wrath of the Machine, and this looks like a solid weapon, but honestly, this is your choice of preference for what kind of weapons that you like. Personally, I do like this, so I keep it. I use it every once in a while. I only really do use this for raids, nothing else really. I'll probably give this uh, a 3.4, just to be nice with it. And yeah, for Wrath of the Machine, I'm gonna give this a 4.3. Alright, let's use the Scout Rifle. This is the Chaos Dogma. For the exotic version, you will get arc-based Scout Rifle. This is the low rate of fire, high impact type of Scout Rifle. So for you PvP nuts, this is a 3-shot kill to the head. For those of you who are hunting for these type of Scout Rifles. And honestly, it's actually okay with the exception of the stability, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so for the first perk, you get Wilwyn's Curse, yada yada yada. Okay, for the first perk tree, you get Linear Compensator, Accurate Ballistics, and Field Choke. You know me, Linear Compensator is the best way to go. So for the first perk, you get Triple Tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. For the next skill tree, we have Extended Mag, Speed Reload, and Small Bore. And then last but certainly not least, you get Triple Double. This is the same perk combination you get from the If Materia machine gun, but only in a scout rifle. When triple tap is triggered, an extra bullet is transferred from your reserves to the magazine. So basically, this is extra triple tap again for your weapon. So instead of getting one bullet back to the magazine, when you get three precision shots, you get two. So let's say you have like three bullets left in the magazine, and you shoot one, two, three, you get two back, which is actually very, very good for DPS. So is this weapon good? Is this bad? And can it be better? Well, the thing is, I actually enjoy this weapon. If you like using a high impact scout rifle with a very interesting perk choice with triple tap and triple double, then this weapon is for you. This weapon is actually really good for DPS, and I believe if you were to hit all your precision shots, you can get a magazine of 44, which is absolutely ridiculous numbers right there. And you could do a good amount of damage. This is actually good for vehicles like tanks from the Fallen, which is actually very useful for one of the activities in the Wrath of the Machine. And you can also use them against, what is it called? Um, the Cabal tanks, which are also good. Since this range is actually outrageous, he can basically hit anything with this weapon. Really the biggest downside is stability, which I guess you could improve on by using small bore. But honestly, I recommend using extended mag because you get the most bullets in the magazine, which you get more damage potential. Um, I am honestly a really big fan of this gun. It's really good against you know, the Fallen Walkers, the Cabal tanks. It's even good with bosses. So if you're not using primary that's really good at DPS like Outbreak Prime or Touch of Malice, or what's another good gun with DPS with even like Division of Confluence or something like that, then Chaos Dogma is the way to go. Some people would recommend you getting the legendary version because you basically have the same potential, with only you don't have arc damage, which you don't really need for this weapon. But personally, I like to use the arc damage because sometimes it helps me. Goes against some of the regular captains, which are very, very easy to use. And if you're not using precision shots, you still have extremely high impact, which you could do a lot of damage with. Like I said, it can be better. Yeah, you could definitely increase the stability, and yeah, you could have a lot of fun with it. I'll probably give this weapon a solid 3.8 for its score. I actually like this weapon, and I definitely was excited when I got it. Okay, last weapon. This is the pulse rifle, the steel medalla. The exotic version of this weapon is void damage, and yeah, Roland's curse. You already know what it does. Okay, so for its first perk tree, you have CQB ballistics, smart drift control, and smooth ballistics. Um, with pulse rifles, you always want to go for stability. With hand cannons, you always want to go for range. With pulse rifle stability, I'll recommend smart drift control, so you get the most stability out of this weapon. And really, it already has a high enough range, so you don't really need to worry about range. So, the first perk is full auto. This weapon can be fired in full auto mode. Very fun with pulse rifles. Next, with the second perk tree, you have high caliber rounds, speed reload, and hand laid stock. A lot of people will be tempted to get hand laid stock, but I love to use this weapon for PvE specifically. So I would recommend using high caliber rounds. But if you're using this for PvE, hand laid stock is the way to go. This is probably the best perk for PvP. And then high caliber rounds is better for PvE. So I guess you can have some variety there if you guys want. And then last, but yeah, I mean it, guys, certainly not least. Sign of 4. Landing 3 precision bursts on a target causes the fourth burst to do extra damage. This is actually excellent for DPS. It seems that Bungie was really focused on primary DPS weapons with Wrath of Machine. Not only you get the Chaos Dogma, the Genesis chain, but you also have the Steel Medulla. So yeah, if you want to use DPS, either use the Chaos Dogma or the Steel Medulla. A lot of people recommend using the Steel Medulla because it's more efficient against, you know, what's it called, ads. Uh, but I like to use it. I like to, and I would agree with them. Yes, I would definitely agree using this weapon than the other one. The thing about getting with these two weapons is you can only get Steel Medulla from hard mode access from the Wrath of the Machine, and you can get Chaos Dogma from normal mode, which you know, if you done the raid at least 3-4 times, it shouldn't be a problem. Um, so yeah, this is definitely a fun weapon. Can it be? Is it good? Is it bad? Can it be better? Yes, it's definitely good. And as soon as you get this weapon, I definitely recommend to keep this at all times. This is probably one of the best primaries in Destiny. Just how it's built, uh, just how it's built, and can it be better? Honestly, no. Like, I don't think this weapon can be better. Just how everything works out. It's just an overall good weapon. Um, I forget to mention, this pulse rifle actually shoots 4 bullets instead of 3 bullets while using this pulse rifle. So even then, it still does a lot more damage than the normal pulse rifle. Maybe if you really want to be overpowered, you could have this as a high impact, low firing rate type of weapon. But other than that, like that would probably be way too overpowered for this weapon. So yeah, automatic pickup. I'll probably give this a solid 4.4, probably 4.5 honestly with this weapon. Okay guys, that is it for the video, and that is it for this series, and that is it for our Destiny videos. Now, like I know some of you might be sad for this might be the last Destiny video, but don't worry guys, I'm definitely not gonna stop making videos. We're gonna start making some videos for Destiny 2, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun doing that. I'm certainly gonna have a lot of fun with the European Dead Zone and some of the other worlds, and a lot of the quests that we're going to do. I am planning to live stream all of the content that's coming out as soon as Wednesday rolls around. I'm probably gonna start live streaming around 10 o'clock, 10 to 12. Um, like I'll start at 10, 11, or 12, depending on the time. I'll tell you guys what's the timetable on Twitter. Link in the description, by the way. So yeah, I'm also gonna try and live stream this on Twitch instead of YouTube. But don't worry, guys, I'm still gonna do some YouTube live streams, just not in the beginning of release. So uh, yeah, I'm trying to do Twitter, Twitch on the very first week or so, and I'll probably make one live stream for YouTube. So I will tell you guys, I will tell you guys the direct time, and once I start streaming, I'll put like a 1 minute video telling you that the live stream has just started. And with the link in the description, so it makes it easier for you guys to check it out. It'll be all over, my Twitter, my Facebook, and my YouTube. So if you're any of those platforms, you can go ahead and check that out. Okay guys, that is it. Make sure you go ahead to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Uh, Check out my Facebook fan page and WHunt97 gaming community, and you can check out my Twitter. I am very active in Twitter, and I just love to retweet, read news and like funny, memes and all that there. In fact, if you have any questions, you can go ahead to the comment section down below or on Twitter. Ask me any type of questions. I don't care what it is. And all the stuff that you need to know about my social media is in the description. And yeah, I might even put my Twitch in the description as well, just to help have you guys find it and all that. So anyway, thank you guys. God bless. Goodbye. And yeah, last Destiny video, guys. Take a good look at it. I am definitely sad. Thank you guys for watching. Really, like I highly appreciate for all of you. We've definitely been growing a lot for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Like we really gained like 10 subscribers in like a week, which is absolutely ridiculous. So for those new subscribers, I definitely love you guys coming towards this channel, and we're growing by the week. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna grow even more ever since Destiny 2 is coming out, and we're gonna have a lot more content coming back to us. Okay, guys, like goodbye. Like, thank you guys so much for following this channel. That's it. Like, yeah, last video. See you guys.